Right now at 10, a serious crash Saturday night on Joplin's east side sends 4 people to the hospital. Plus, how the Miners Hall Museum is cooking up Arma memories. And it's National Ice Cream Day. We're going to take you to a local ice cream parlor and tell you how they're celebrating. KOAM News at 10 starts right now. And thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Chris Warner. 4 people are injured following a serious crash in East Joplin. Just after 4 o'clock Saturday, 2 vehicles crashed on East 20th near Rex Avenue. Joplin police, fire, and Mets all responded to the scene. Car going westbound struck a pickup that was turning north into a business. 4 people were transported to area hospitals. Traffic was blocked along East 20th just west of Rex for nearly 2 hours during the crash investigation. With temperatures expected to rise this week, the city of Joplin is opening its cooling centers. There will be 3 locations in the downtown area that will be open. They'll be at City Hall at 602 South Main, the Health Department at 321 East 4th, and the Public Safety Center at 303 East 3rd. Those centers will be open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. And we certainly saw a taste of that heat today with some pretty warm temperatures. Nick Kelly joining us.
And that was despite, Chris, all the cloud cover we saw this morning. Scattered showers, even a couple of storms this morning as well, and not to mention a few isolated storms late this afternoon. But at least we got a nice looking sunset earlier from our vantage point of 7th and Ranch Line. But 77 this morning. A lot of sunshine, certainly more clearing than I expected. That will do it, though, pushing us back to 102 degrees this afternoon. Here was the decent scattering of rain that we saw this morning, and then some isolated storms just along and south of 44 to start the afternoon and even the early evening hours out. But now we're beginning to see the cold front that triggered the rain and storms slide out toward the southeast. Drier air coming in will allow us to drop back near 71. But that same dry air, Chris, with the light northeast breeze, it's going to push us back into the mid-90s for tomorrow, and I'm afraid we've got a string of triple digits lined up for highs for much of this week. We'll break down the numbers here in a few.
Excuse me. All right, Nick, thank you. Miners Hall Museum today had a panel of former Arma residents that told the story of their time growing up in Arma during their childhood and teenage years while they worked for local restaurants and even the drive-in movie theater. This program is being presented in conjunction with the quarterly exhibit Little Balkan's Coal Camp.
It's been a lot of fun, and some of the people here today went to high school with my mom and dad. You know, I've known them all my lives, and it's funny too to look back and see kids I went to high school with that are here today, friends of my sisters. So it's been a lot of fun to catch up with everyone and see the interest that they have by coming out to these events.
Now, Arma has a rich history of Balkan residents and was said to have had a 50% Balkan residency. Well, I scream, you scream. I won't scream too loud, but we're all doing it for ice cream, and that's because today is National Ice Cream Day. This sweet treat is a mixture of milk, cream, sugar, and sometimes other frozen ingredients that blend it into a soft, creamy flavor using special techniques. People eat ice cream when they're sad, happy, they want to celebrate, or, just whenever. So no matter what flavor you enjoy, make sure you grab some ice cream.
My mom and myself were both, growing up, we always, as a family, would go out to small soda shops or ice cream parlors or candy shops, and we would just spend a lot of time as a family and just talking and hanging out and relaxing, and we kind of wanted to bring that same type of feeling to Pittsburgh, that family togetherness type feeling, and give people here a place to be able to do that.
Thanks to President Reagan. National Ice Cream Day is every 3rd Sunday in July. We take this time now to honor one of our many 4-state heroes. Sergeant Kenneth Sear served in the Army in Panama and Iraq during Operation Just Cause and Operation Iraqi Freedom. His hometown, Nevada. We're proud to recognize Sergeant Kenneth Sear, tonight's 4-state hero. Coming up, a slight change-up as we take a look at the weekend box office. Because we have some announcements later in our show, we're shaking things up a bit and bringing you the box office review right now. Now, with 3 new movies opening this weekend, was Thor: Love and Thunder able to defend its box office throne? Rick Damagella has the countdown.
We can go on together with suspicious minds. Elvis continues his top 5 residency, playing in 5th with $7.6 million. Top Gun Maverick flew in a 4th place formation with $12 million.
An abandoned child.
I had a family once. They called me Kaya.
Where the Crawdads Sing debuted in 3rd place on ticket sales of $17 million.
You seriously think a puny little child can be a villain? Yes.
Minions: The Rise of Gru held on to 2nd place with $26 million, bringing its domestic box office haul to just over $262 million.
Well, then, if it's color we need, let's bring the rainbow.
Bring the rainbow, is that a catchphrase or something?
Lightning strikes twice in 1st place for Thor: Love and Thunder. The latest Marvel Cinematic Universe adventure defended its box office throne with a $46 million weekend. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Now the weekend's other new releases, Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, landed in 6th and 9th place, respectively. A little later, as we mentioned, a couple of special announcements here on the KOAM News at 10.
First, we'll break down what the rain chances did today and how hot it's going to get this week when we come back. Even though we had plenty of sunshine return late this afternoon, it was nice to see a lot of cloud cover and a lot of green on the map passing on through this morning. A good scattering of showers earlier today and a couple isolated storms south of 44 late this afternoon and early this evening. Not much of a soaking rainfall, 0.2 of an inch on the average area wide, but if you got underneath any decent downpours, you picked up half an inch to almost an inch of rainfall. And we are seeing the tail end of these isolated thunderstorm chances pretty much now sinking south of the region. So a lot of dry air working in. That is going to do wonders for temperatures because even though it looks nice from 7th and range line, it's still 84. Feels like 90 with a dew point of 73. That northeast breeze though at 9 will take all of us near 80 or from the upper 80s now and drop back into the lower 70s for tonight. Quick look at your surface map though. Here's the cold front. Northeasterly breeze behind it, bringing in the dry air to allow temperatures to drop into the lower 70s for tomorrow. But then the focus for the rest of the week, it's all about this upper level high upstairs with a lot of heat to go along with it. In the short term though, at least we'll get a break from the heat again to start your day out. Lower 70s under mostly clear skies. That light northeast breeze though with the dry air coming in means we go quickly to 90 by noon, and then under mostly sunny skies, another hot afternoon, but this time though I'm expecting temperatures to top out near 95. So 71 in the morning, 90 by noon, and highs near 95. Quick look at Tuesday morning. Shows us starting mild, lower in the middle 70s, but then right into the triple digits. A lot of us between 102 and 106. I think the Joplin area tops out around 105 for tomorrow, and that's the type of heat that's really not going to budge, unfortunately. Even as the upper level ridge shifts around, we're underneath it, and that is going to keep those triple digits locked in, unfortunately, throughout much of this week. And you can see for yourself there, 105 with the alert day out for Tuesday, but even though we don't have alert days for Wednesday through the end of the week, highs near 103, 104, give or take a degree or so. At least we'll take solace, Chris, with the dry air that we'll deal with. At least 70s for lows. It'll give us a little break from the heat in the nights to come.
The Joplin Outlaws have 6 games remaining on their schedule this season. They're in sole position of first place in the South Division and have won 6 straight games. Joplin is in the middle of their final homestand of the summer, hosting Jefferson City tonight. Second inning, Luke Fuller puts the Renegades on the board first. This one gets past the infield and rolls away. Jack Matusek scores. Then Colby Ott lines one out to right. Ball is dropped by the Outlaws outfielder. Fuller scores off the error, 2-0 Jeff City. Bottom half, Outlaws get one back. Bases loaded for Liam Bailey. He pops it up to left for a sac fly. Matt Campbell comes home. Outlaws tie it late. This one is still going on. It's 4-4 in the 11th inning. Frontenac's 13-15 U team faces Labette County in the district championship today. Top of the third, Wyatt Frazier gets a big hit out to the left field fence. That's good for an RBI triple. Grant Nichols scores. Frazier again here in the fourth, hits it back up the middle. 2 runners score, but the ball gets stuck in the outfield, so Frazier rounds the bases. He comes home for an inside the park home run. Frontenac leads 16-10. Then Cash Wilderman slips it through the left side. A few more score. Frontenac blows by Labette County 24-11. They're district champs and advance to the state tournament next weekend. Still ahead, sports director Jacob Leonard is in the studio with the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs, Mitch Holtis. That's next.
Nick, thank you. The Outlaws putting their 6-game win streak on the line today. Plus, Frontenac and Labette County meet up in the district championship game. Danny Terzer's got that and more next.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're sitting down now with Mitch Holtis, the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. I appreciate you being here. We're going to jump right into it. One of the biggest storylines of the offseason was obviously the departure of Tyreek Hill. Now, I think the offense is going to be fine, but I do think it's going to look different because Tyreek's such a unique player. What will they be missing on offense, and how do you think it will look different with him not being in the lineup?
Well, I know you were outstanding as a mathematician student at Yates Center, so let's go back to those days, because honestly, this equation isn't A equals A. This is a multiple equation here, multiple variables, I should say. What I saw this spring and summer that I was encouraged about was everybody contributing, meaning Marquez Valdez-Scantling will be a part of this, obviously, Juju Smith-Schuster, Sky Moore, who was a little bit dinged with the hamstring, but I look for McCole Hardman to take a jump up. And then the running back room is better. It's deeper to me, and there's more girth there. Ever since Damian Williams left after Super Bowl 54, they've been missing the bigger, faster back. So Isaiah Pacheco, a 7th-round pick from Rutgers, kind of fits that role. So does Ronald Jones Jr. So I saw a lot of things this spring and summer that really encouraged me. The biggest thing, though, was this hyper-focus from Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Kelce was incredible. And I went up to him and like, dude, you're acting like you're trying to make the team. And he just said, I've refound my love for football, 1, and 2, we're a little bit ticked off. Like everybody thinks we're going to be 4th and be covered in molten lava by Thanksgiving because we're going to be 3-14. These guys are going to camp on a mission.
I'm going to move to the other side of the ball now. Obviously, Tyrann Mathieu is no longer with the team. I think he brought a lot to the defensive side. What did he bring that that side of the ball is going to have to replace, and how special was he for this team?
I think that we can lose sleep over a lot of things. Don't lose sleep over that one. Tyrann struggled last year, quite honestly. And people look at the leadership factor. I see no backward movement there. Now, some of our younger players, Nick Bolton's going to be right in the centerpiece of this defense. He wears the green dot. He gets the calls, whether the Chiefs are in nickel, dime, or whatever they're going to be, and he'll be out there. And he's an athletic player in his 2nd year and can make dynamic plays. This is going to be a younger, faster, more explosive defense, in my opinion.
You mentioned a couple of the guys, but they're going to rely on some younger guys on that side of the ball. What are you hearing from the team on some of the guys that they've drafted, where they're at right now, and how they will contribute early in the season?
Well, you're looking at guys, George Karlaftis will start from day one, and he was exciting to watch. Like, his motor is always running. Once you just flip the switch, he does not throttle down. If you keep going on down the defense, I already mentioned Brian Cook is going to be an immediate contributor, in my opinion. Leo Chanel maybe will ease in a little bit more, just because a player that no one has talked about in this offseason who will contribute, and he's not into the rookies, but Elijah Lee, who was a great player at K-State, grew up in Blue Springs, in his 7th year in the league, almost decapitated McCole Hardman in Super Bowl 54 when he was a 49er, is going to really help this team. And then, of course, I left out Trent McDuffie. Like, he'll start from day one at a corner spot. Not as big as those other guys I mentioned, but very savvy. And he's also very, very tough. Like, he will play the run as well as the passing game. I think Chiefs fans should anticipate a defense that is much better and much more impactful. All
right, the last thing I want to ask you about is the AFC West. You look around the league, and I think almost everybody got better in this division. It's not like the Patriots running through the Jets and Dolphins and Bills for 20 years. How tough do you think it will be for Kansas City to make it 7 in a row?
I'm going to answer a question with a question. Is the quarterback still here? Because every metric that you measure a quarterback on, every one of them, he's the best in NFL history after a 4-year time as a starter, and he's already won a Super Bowl. So he checks all those boxes, and he's 58-16. Is the coach still here? Because the rest of the division coaches in the AFC West, respect them all, have 20 total wins in their life. Andy Reid has 19 playoff wins. Is the quarterback still here? Yes. Is the coach still here? Yes. Is the best tight end to ever play in the National Football League, and I'll fight anybody on that one? Yes. So that, and with the younger players that have been added, and I just think the Chiefs are being like undersold in this discussion. Someone be the first person to pick them fourth in the division, but do so at your own peril.
All righty, I appreciate your time. Thanks for visiting with us.
You got it.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We have a couple of big announcements tonight. The first one we'll try and keep simple. This is my last weekend newscast, at least for a while. Starting tomorrow morning, I'll be taking over Michael Hayslip's role as the morning forecaster here at KOAM for a little while. It's been 5.5 years since I started at this station, and I tell you, it's been one heck of a journey. It's been fantastic to be able to tell all your stories and bring you news that matters to you. For now, I'll be switching gears and bringing you weather forecasts essential to planning your day. Those of you who tune in regularly have no doubt noticed that our weekend newscasts are a little different in how we present them to you. When I took over a year and a half ago, the weekends kind of became the testing ground for new ideas and concepts here at KOAM. And we couldn't have pulled any of them off without the incredible production team I've had the honor of working with. Those folks behind the scenes have managed to roll with the punches and all the changes we've made without any complaint or any issues. In fact, one of them, Daniel Tustin, an amazing photographer, this is his last night too. Now, our shows wouldn't be what they are without all of them. Next Saturday, you'll start seeing some new faces here on the weekends as we continue to make changes here at KOAM. And well, I'm not going anywhere, just changing hours. It's been a privilege being here with you all, and I thank you for letting me into your homes each night through the magic of television. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you bright and early, starting tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. on the KOAM Morning News. Now, Nick sat here and he's listened to all of this because I ramble on sometimes. However, it's an even Saturday for us here at KOAM. After nearly 11 years as our weekend meteorologist, our good friend and colleague Nick Kelly is moving on to bigger things. Now, I've spent every weekend with him here for the last year and a half, and I've been here with 5.5 of those 10 years for him at KOAM. I've said this to Nick before. Nick, you've been the trusted right arm. You're the guy I always check in with as soon as you walk in the door. I'm checking in the studio waiting for you to get here.
Yeah.
I check in with you to know what's going on in the weather, what I need to know to prepare newscasts, if there's any changes we need to make. And you just have been a continuous support mechanism for all the changes we've made and just rolling right along with those. We're going to let Nick chime in and say his farewells. But first, we have a nice little tribute to our good friend, Nick Kelly.
Once the skies were always blue, somehow we made it through, and you could rely on storm clouds passing by. Yes, I remember when.
It's apparently doing a bit too much screaming. Well,
That's how much fun I've had when I'm this hoarse.
yeah, I guess so.
Temperatures, well, it's one of those cases where technology likes to work. Sometimes it just wants to take a break on its own. Future track. Fast forward.
You go, what just happened?
Peter Brady. That's what happened.
Really?
It's time to change.
Yes, I remember when. I remember when.
10 years, almost 11, is a very long time in our business, especially for a weekend meteorologist to be at one place. What's it been like for you over the last 10 years?
I'll be honest, I'm still amazed that I got to call this place not only my other home away from home. It's just been an amazing place to start. I mean, proper due thanks to Danny Thomas and Chrissy Spencer, both former GMs and our former news director. They were the ones that took the chance on the St. Louis kid, and I'm eternally thankful for that. And it's brought me a lot of knowledge, learning from Doug Hetty, one of the best chiefs I've worked with, and just a lot of people that have come and gone through these doors throughout the years.
Of course, we talked about this at 9, but what's one of the most memorable things that you've covered or that you've done here?
Oh, goodness, covering that cold snap that we've felt back in 2021.
I don't want to remember that.
It's been a long time since I've dealt with temperatures that cold, and what really stood out to me, and forgive me if this stirs up any raw emotions here, but the 8th anniversary of the Joplin tornado. It was a day where we didn't want to talk about severe weather, but we had a moderate risk of severe weather, and you even pulled up that clip there. We had tornado warnings coming out of Tulsa, working into here, and it wasn't easy telling everyone from over there that not only Joplin was under a warning, but a tornado emergency that went out for Orinoco, and making sure people in Golden City were safe as that storm continued to produce tornadoes. But every day is like a learning experience, every event's a learning experience, and I'm thankful that I've had the right people in the weather staff and on the news side to teach me along the way.
Of course, we're kind of turning everything over to Danny Terzer. Now, she won't be the only person here next weekend, but she's going to be one of the few familiar faces here on KOAM weekends. And, of course, you've been with Nick on weekends a year and a half, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
How everything changes so quickly.
Yeah, I've been with you both. You guys are the only people that I've known and been able to do the weekends with, and I'm certainly going to miss our trio. I think our dynamic was really great. It was always fun, always something going on, and I wish you the best. And I know you're not leaving, but selfishly, I'm sad to miss you both, but I'm happy for both of your next steps. I know how passionate you are about weather as well, so super excited for you guys. I'll hold down the fort on the weekends, and yeah, best of luck to both of you. I'll see you around, but
you will. You'll still run into me on occasion.
And I'll only be an hour away. I won't become a stranger.
Right.
Nick won't disappear from us completely. So, Danny, quick final check in sports.
Yeah, we got the Joplin Outlaws. They are on a 6-game winning streak tonight. Just a few games left in their season.
Wow, and they're doing pretty good in this last year. Nick, one last time. Final check of that forecast.
It's going to stay hot. We'll push into the mid-90s tomorrow in triple digits Tuesday through Sunday, with the hottest day being Tuesday with a high of 105. And do you mind if I do the honors,
Absolutely not. Go ahead.
For everyone that watched Lawrence Welk as a kid, you know the ending song. And now, until we meet again, adios, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, good night.